Yo, 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 we back, y'all. We back with day one. All right. So I was getting into some code. And I was gonna just only had like 30 minutes, but I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just get them on here while I'm bullshitting. So what I got going right now is I left off exactly where I was yesterday. I didn't do any more after that. See, get this thing on here. My bad, y'all. Just had to make sure my sound was on point. So I need to get this damn screen out the way. Anywho, okay, so I'm still working with this PowerShell. They want me to do something with these API keys. I already have the API keys installed into my code so far, and I think I'm gonna do this two ways, okay? Because I told y'all that I'm following Moon Dev on YouTube, and he has a free roadmap that y'all should look into about how to do exactly what I'm doing. And he has another program that I'm thinking about joining, but I'm just going to do a lot of prerequisite information, a lot of prerequisite learning first, so I can really understand exactly what I'm doing before I just, I like to learn the process along the way. You know, I don't know if that's good, or if I should just learn it first and then kind of execute it. But I kind of like to just learn as I go, the real hands-on approach. So that's what I'm doing. So like I said, I think there's gonna be two ways I do this. The first way is just I'm just gonna be using Cursor and using the chat to help me build this code. And the other way is I'm gonna follow along with one of the videos that he made that kind of teaches you the fundamentals of code from my understanding of that video. So let's get into this. I installed the new release of Python, I believe. Yeah, if it was 24.2, they told me I need to do 24.3, so I upgraded that with this command pip install upgrade. And then I told it I was lost because it wanted me to put in this need help with installation of request library. And I believe I already did that. So let me just see. And so what I'm learning, I'm still learning how to use cursor too. What is this? Why is that like that? Oh, who knows? So I said, okay, timeout, I'm lost. I updated and install request in PowerShell. No problem. Let's take a moment to regroup and clarify the next steps now that you have updated pip and install request library. See, let me just make sure I really did that. Did I do the request library? Oh yeah, pip install requests. Okay, cool. I like how they said that. Let's regroup because I've been needing to regroup. Especially coming in from a fresh day, I gotta really make sure that I'm getting my mind back into this coding mode. You have a virtual environment set up. Check. You have installed the request library. Check. You have DeepSeek API ready in your code. Okay, well, see, this is what I need to understand. No, is it this one? This one I need to reply to. Do I need the DeepSeek API code in PowerShell? Also, I don't think so, but I just want to clarify. Yeah, I spelled that wrong still. No, you don't need the DeepSeek API key in PowerShell. The API key should be included in your Python script where you make the API request. Here's a quick recap. In your Python script, you will include your DeepSeek API key in the code like this. In PowerShell, you only need to run commands to install packages from your Python script or manage your virtual environment. You do not need to enter your API keys in PowerShell. Make sure your API keys is correctly placed in your Python script. Follow the steps I provided earlier to run your script in PowerShell. If you have any more questions for the clarifications, please feel free to ask. Okay, so let's go back up here. Now you can use request library to interact with the DeepSeek API. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to do that. Create your own Python script. If you already haven't, create a new Python file, main.py in your project directory. If you already have a file, open it in your text editor. My text editor, I'm assuming that's this. This is my main.py file, and this is my text editor right here, okay? Add the following code. Here's a complete example of how to structure your code to use the DeepSeek API. Okay, let's see. Add symbol. Hmm. So I want to know control all, add to chat. Oh, damn. Y'all done got my damn code. Oh, no, you can't see it. Okay, cool. That worked out. Let me unshare my screen for a second because my code is right behind this video. Stop sharing. Let's see. That was funny. Uh, my API key was right behind the video. So good thing I didn't move that shit. Okay. Here. Oh shit. Here is the code I currently have in my text editor. Thank you for sharing your code. Let's go through it and make sure everything is set up. Make sure you know API keys in here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I can share back with y'all. Okay. So I'll just make sure I don't go too far. Thank you for sharing your code. Let's go through it and make sure everything is set up correctly on your project, especially since you're using both DeepSeek API and Web3. You damn right. Key points to consider: OpenAI SDK. Your code mentions installing OpenAI SDK, but since you're using DeepSeek, you might need to open the API package unless you plan to use Open API's models directly. If you're only using DeepSeek, you can remove the OpenAPI import and related code. DeepSeek API client. Ensure that the OpenAPI client is correctly set up for DeepSeek. If DeepSeek has its own way of handling requests, as discussed earlier, you might want to replace that part of the code with the request library. So, okay, that's something I got to look into. But let me pull this up. I actually looked at this yesterday. Let me pull up my history. DeepSeek. Where's it at? DeepSeek platform. Let's see what this is. That's that API keys. No, I need the docs. So I'm gonna bring this over. Y'all see that? No, I gotta do this. Okay. So the DeepSeek uses an AI API format compatible with OpenAI. By modifying the configuration, you can use the API SDK or software compatible with OpenAI to access DeepSeek API. Okay. How can I just copy and paste this? Let's see. Actually, let me pull on my snipping tool. Snipping. Windows, Shift and S. Okay. So Windows Shift S. Oh, damn, I can't scroll down. Ain't that a bitch? Oh, I don't think I need to. Do I? I can do this. Hopefully you can still read all of that. So we'll go Control Shift S. Oh no, or Window, my bad. Window Shift S. No, Window. The hell? Window key Shift S. Window Shift S. There we go. Do that. Copy that. Go back to cursor. I'm gonna say suggested changes. Here's a modified version of your code that focus on the DeepSeek API with the request library instead of opening that API. Okay, so from my understanding, what that documentation just said was that um, to be compatible with OpenAPI, you can also use DeepSeek.com v1 as the base URL, but not the v1 here. But note that the v1 here has no relationship with the model's versions. The DeepSeek chat has been upgraded to DeepSeek v3. The API remains unchanged. You can invoke DeepSeek v3 by specifying model DeepSeek.chat. Invoke the chat API. Once you have obtained an API key, you can access the DeepSeek API using the following example scripts. This is a non-stream example. You can set the stream parameter to true to get stream response. So I think what the stream is when the text is writing itself versus it's just you wait for it to be done. That's from my understanding, that's what token streaming is. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is my or I found this information on the Deep Seek website um in the docs section. Paste that. Boom. Great find. The documentation provides valuable information on how to properly use the DeepSeek API. Here's how you can incorporate the information into your code. Base URL. The base URL for DeepSeek API is HTTP blah blah blah. You need to include API key in the request headers. Model specification. The model name is DeepSeek Chat. You can set the stream parameter. Updated code example. Based on the documentation, here's how you can structure your code to make a request to the DeepSeek API. Import requests. All right, hold on. I'm about to end y'all, so I'm gonna go check out my API or my code. I don't want y'all to see my damn API key. Okay, so I got that. That's the same JSON client. Okay, hold on. Base URL, deepseek.com. That's in there too. So okay, well, I want to ask it, is my code not good enough? Shit. Does my code not include all the things from the website? Because I think it already does. Let's ask. Does my code not already include all those things in it? Yes, the original code already includes many of the necessary components for interacting with DeepSeek API. Here's a quick breakdown of what you had and how it aligns with the documentation. Your original code, base URL, you had the base URL set correctly. API key, you include the API key in the OpenAI client initialization. Model specifications, you specify the model as DeepSeek chat. Streaming, you set the stream parameter to true. Suggested suggestions. The main suggestions was to replace OpenAI OpenAI client with a direct API call using the request library, which is more straightforward for your case. Summary of your code. Your code already had the essential elements, but it was structured to use the Open AI SDK, which may not be necessary if you're using DeepSeek. Final code structure. If you prefer to keep your original structure but just want to ensure it works with DeepSeek, you can modify it slightly to to use requests instead of the Open API SDK. Here's a simplified version that retains your original logic. Okay. Now see, this is where we get into the learning part of it. What the fuck is an Open API SDK? So let's do some research, y'all. So let's go on here. If y'all don't fuck with Perplexity, you need to. All right. Um. Damn. I can see all my shit. I don't know if I like that, but whatever. Can I close it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Open or what is SDK as it pertains to AI and coding? A software development kit is a comprehensive collection of tools and resources designed to facilitate the development of software applications for specific platforms or programming languages. SDKs typically include a variety of components such as libraries, debuggers, compilers, documentation, code samples, and application programming interfaces (APIs) that help developers streamline the coding process. Okay, so it's like a little kit. Oh yeah, that's what the K what the K in the SDK stands for. So let me see this here. So let me go reread this. Yes, your original code already had that, already included many of the necessary components, which I thought it did. Okay, let me just see this. Come back here. I don't need this, y'all. Leave, yeah. Bitcoin's at 102. Okay, Bitcoin. Let's see what else we got over here. I don't need Gemini flopping around. No, we don't need that. Free algo trading roadmap. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. That's in the other one. It's in the other window. We don't need that. We can get rid of this stuff. Get rid of that. That. This. Get rid of that. Minimize this. Drag this over. Where'd it go? Damn. Let me do some housekeeping, y'all. I gotta get this shit lined up real quick. Okay, can hide that right here. And then I come over here to pop up this. Can you simplify this for me? Sure, here's a simplified version of your message. Your original code overview. Your code already has most of what you need to work with the DeepSeek API. Here's a quick summary. Base URL, API key, model specified, stream set to true. Instead of using the OpenAI client, it's recommended to use the request library for a simpler API call. Summary: your code has key components, but it uses the OpenAPI SDK, which might not be necessary for DeepSeek. Okay, but this what the fuck did this say? The DeepSeek API uses API format compatible with OpenAPI. By modifying the configuration, you can use the OpenAPI SDK or software is compatible with OpenAPI to access the DeepSeek API. So what I'm understanding here is There's the request is a software compatible with the Open API. Okay. Let's slow down for a second. So I can use requests instead of Open API SDK. If so, what is the difference? Yes, you can use a request library instead of the Open API SDK for making API calls. And I'm assuming an API call is when the code is tapping in with the large language model and generating the shit I need to generate. Okay. Here's a breakdown of the differences between the two. Purpose: the request library is designed to specifically for making HTTP requests easily and intuitively in Python. It allows you to send various HTTP requests, get posts, etc., and handle responses without dealing with the complexities of lower level networking code. Flexibility: it is a general purpose library that can be used with any web API, not just Open API. This means you can interact with different APIs by simply changing the endpoint and parameters. Request has straightforward syntax that means it's easy to use for developers at all levels. It handles things like authentication and session management seamlessly. No SDK overhead. Since it's not tied to a specific service like Open API, using requests can reduce unnecessary dependencies in your project if you only need to interact with the DeepSeek API. Hmm. The Open API SDK is specifically built for interacting with Open API services. It provides higher level abstractions tailored for their models and functionalities. It may include specific features for optimizations for Open APIs that are not available in general libraries like requests. While it simplifies interaction with Open API models, it may add complexity if you are using one or two endpoints from their API. Using the request library can simplify your code and make it more flexible if you're primarily working with the DeepSeek API or other APIs outside of OpenAPI. However, if you are heavily utilizing OpenAPI specific features, the SDK might still be beneficial due to its tailored functionality. Can I use both? Yes, you can use both the request library and the API SDK in your code if needed. Here's how this can work. Different API calls. If your application interacts with both Open API services and other APIs like DeepSeek, you can use the Open API SDK for Open AI specific calls and requests. For the others, leveraging SDK features. If the Open API SDK specific feature or optimization that you want to take advantage of, like model management or advanced configurations, you can continue using it for those while using. Hmm. Using both libraries can make your code more complex, so ensure that it remains clear and maintainable. Commenting your code, organizing it well help this. Error handling. Implement error handling for both API calls to manage. All right, well, shoot. This is what I'm gonna do. Copy this. Come back here to cursor, paste it, see what it says. Your example code structure is a great way to illustrate how to use both Open API SDK and the request library for API calls. Here's a breakdown of Here are considerations how to implement them effectively. Here's a refined version of your example that incorporates the best practices. Okay, I'm pretty sure that it is. Code clarity. Use functions to encapsulate API calls, making the code easier to read and maintain. Add comments to explain each part of the code, error handling. Implement, I mean, that's what I just said to you. So, okay, timeout. So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to ask this thing, where's it at? Mm, every Friday at 12. Oh, look, I might have to do that. I'm going to go live. My bad. I got distracted, y'all. Research, backtest, implement. Research, backtest, implement, y'all. That's what we're doing. We're doing a bunch of research. Well, we're in a prerequisite to that. We're just learning. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna come over here. Based off my goal, actually, let me do this in perplexity because I don't want to keep wasting tokens. I haven't signed up for Cursor just yet. So I'm gonna come over here. Based off my goal below, do you think it is best to use um both? There we go. Uh-oh, look, it's thinking, y'all. See, when it does that, that's when I know I'm doing something right. Cause like, hold on, let me when the AI gotta think like that, look at it spinning, it's spinning his wheels. Done froze him. Got you. Yeah, you wasn't ready for that. Go ahead, take your time. You better give me a good answer. This is fun, y'all. This is fun, right? We just learn how to code, man. One step at a time. Like I said, I got no coding experience, y'all. I don't need it. That's the thing. You don't need it. If you got patience and you know how to ask the right questions, and you know the resources, you don't need to know how to code. You can learn on the fly. Like I'm building this right now. I already got my API key. To me, when I first had my API key, I thought that was doing something for real. I'm like, okay, I'm interacting on the behind the scene. I'm doing some back end stuff. Pause. And it's important to understand that once you do it because that's going to be able to unlock more creation. This is create. I'm being creative right now. Creative with code. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy Moon Dev said, I'm a data dog, man. I'm like a data pup for real. I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting into it though. But I was trying to fill in the time while this thing was thinking. I think I done stumped his ass. Damn, come on, my nigga, get your shit popping. What's going on? And I got to refresh on that ass. Let me see. Based on your goals for developing AI agents to assist manual traders, it could be beneficial to use both the Open API SDK and request library, depending on the specific functionalities you want to implement. Here's a breakdown of how each library can support your project. Natural language processing. If you plan to analyze the sentiment from sources like Twitter, Discord, Telegram's, the Open API CA can help with understanding and processing natural language. For example, you could use it to summarize sentiments or extract key insights from discussions. Bet the SDK can be used to generate recommendations or insights based on historical. Yeah, okay. So I knew I need the Open API SDK. I'm gonna need both anyways, cause I'm gonna have to have the shit. Let me see. If you pull in data from multiple external APIs like market data feeds or sentiment or analysis platforms, the request library is ideal for making. So exactly. Okay. Use both libraries. Okay. Modular design. Consider structuring your code modularly so that different components, risk control agents, exit agents can utilize either library as needed without complicating your overall architecture. Okay. See, look, and this is what I'm doing, y'all. I'm having the damn AIs talk to myself or talk to each other. So let's see what this says. I should have asked it. Your analysis for using both Open API SDK and request libraries for AI trading agents is spot on. Here's a concise summary and some additional thoughts on how to implement this effectively. See, and I'm using cursor small. I need to get back to damn Sonnet in that bitch. But so here's another thing. There's a way to, okay, let's see. Because down here I can select which large language model I'm using from. So right now I got Claude and GPT, Chat GPT models. And Cursor. I don't know what their parameters of their large language model is trained on. But there is a way. There is a way, my friends, that a brother can come up in here and I can add DeepSeek. Like, I don't know if I told y'all this already, but DeepSeek is China's Chat GPT essentially, and it's cheaper. So that's the main reason why I want to use DeepSeek is because if I'm gonna be getting all this data back and forth, I'm not trying to run up a bill with these damn tokens just to process everything. So we got Gemini on here. I don't like Gemini to be honest. Why did I turn that off? Oh, 2014. Oh, because they got the new one up there. I guess I'll turn it back off. Cursor is small, cursor fast, Opus. Okay. But like I said the other day, um, or yesterday it was actually, DeepSeek is supposed to be better at damn coding. Okay. It's supposed to be better at coding, y'all, from my understanding. And really, China, they be having better shit. I'm not gonna lie. China be having better shit, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. They just they advance with it, you know. We competing with them. I saw something that I think the iPhone just dropped its damn price because China had that Huawei phone coming out that was, China did something different with that trifold thing and they doing more innovation than the damn iPhone. The damn innovation on the iPhone these days is what? Is a new color and they rearrange the cameras differently. Like damn, we good with the megapixels, y'all. Can we get some damn features for real? Like y'all threw in ChatGPT on the shit, but it's like that ain't really shit for real. But yeah. I'm trying to pull up this. Let's go here. News. Here we go. Okay. So AI performance at a fraction of the cost. That's the main thing, y'all. This is what it is. Trained using 2.8 GPU hours, the model achieves performance comparable to GPT-4, Cloud 2.5, and various benchmarks, particularly excelling in mathematics and coding tasks. So what am I doing, y'all? I'm coding. So the only thing I would be sacrificing would be the GPQ Diamond, which I don't know what the hell that is, and the MMU Pro. So this is what we're gonna do because we want to make sure we do this the right way. I'm gonna have to, that might be my next video just to make sure that we are up to date with everything, y'all. I want to be, what I'm saying? I'm making my own, I'm doing this my own way, y'all. What is MMLU Pro when it comes to testing benchmarks? I'd like a better understanding. Okay, I'm just gonna give you this article. Well, I can give the article. Here is an article about DeepSeek. Can you explain each benchmark acronym and what it means in simple terms? You gotta know how to ask the right questions, y'all. Gotta ask the right questions. All right, so let's see what we're talking about over here. Because if I can come on up in here and get my DeepSeek, because it said it's better at coding at a fraction of the cost. Like I know I'm gonna be using Cursor to get a lot of more calls. I'm gonna be doing a callback to the API because it's gonna be a lot of error correcting. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be correcting a lot of shit because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing yet. So with this, I'm trying to figure out what does this mean? MMLU, because I'm trying to see what I'm sacrificing. If this category, and this category is less, so I can have better mathematics and coding. What exactly am I sacrificing? I mean, shit. Really, if it's how much difference is it? It's about 8 points, 8.8 points. This is about 4.9. Yeah, about 4.9. So it's not much, but this was about six 2.1. So it's a small difference, but either way, I'm trying to see what it is. I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna learn as I go. So I'm gonna come down here. I put in the article. This article discusses the performance benchmarks of DeepSeek V3, a new AI model that has achieved significant results at a lower cost than competitors. Here's a breakdown of the benchmark acronyms terms mentioned along with their meanings in simple terms. Key benchmark acronyms terms: GPU meaning graphics processing unit. Okay, I know what that. FP8. What is that? Is that on here? Nope. Damn, I knew it was gonna do that. MOE. Is that on here? Nope. Damn, man. Mm, okay. The specific acronyms I was speaking of are MMLU Pro, GPQA Diamond, Math 500, Amy 2024, Code Force, and look, this don't even got the O3 GPT model. I just realized that. That's supposed to be the new Chat GPT model that is they said something about this Amy thing. I don't remember. Code Forces, SWE dash bench verified. What are these categories benchmark testing? Categorizing. Here's a simplified explanation of the benchmark acronyms you mentioned, along with what each category means in the context of testing AI models. Massive multitask language understanding. Okay, there we go. Meaning the benchmark evaluates the language understanding and reasoning capabilities of large language models across a wide range of subjects. It includes more complex questions and a larger set of answer choices to better assess an AI's ability to understand and reason about various topics from mathematics to legal scenarios. Oh, okay. I like that. So which one was the leader in that one? So if you're doing your lawyer shit, you need to tap in with Sonnet. And you know what? I actually have used that for some legal shit. So shout out to Claude Sonnet on that. Cause actually, yeah. What did GBT four? What did they get? I mean, it was right there. They all kind of in the same category except for DeepSeek V 2.5. So that makes sense. GPQA Diamond, graduate level Google Proof Q&A benchmark. Graduate level Proof Q&A. Okay. This is a subset of the GPQA benchmarks that consists of extremely challenging questions designed to test advanced knowledge in fields like biology, physics, and chemistry. Mm. So Sonnet, hey man, see Sonnet. I wonder what this one is, but like it smoked. DeepSeek smoked the coding on these other ones. Okay, the diamond subset focuses on the hardest questions, making it rigorous test for AI models. Even expert humans struggle with the questions, which help gauge the true intelligence of AI systems. So this is just how smart that motherfucker is. So with the GPQA diamond, they all got the same thing, but Claude is the smartest. Math 500, the benchmark says from all capable of solving complex mathematical problems and it's typical. I wonder where quantum computing ranks on this, you know? I have to figure that out. Artificial intelligence, math evaluation. So these two are math. So math, okay. Benchmark includes a set of problems that challenge AI systems to demonstrate their proficiency in mathematics, often comparing their performance against human standards. So this is math for humans. I'm assuming this one's a test specifically for AI. Okay, that makes sense. This refers to a competitive programming platform where algorithms and coding skills are tested to various challenges. In the context of benchmarks, it evaluates how well AI models can solve programming problems and compete against human coders in algorithmic challenges. Oh, so I really need that because I'm trying to be an algo trader. So I need to put that into my code to my yeah, I need that. This benchmark assesses the performance of AI models in software engineering tasks, including code generation, debugging, understanding program concepts. So yeah. Oh, but Sonic got it right there. Mm. So it sounds like if Sonic do an update, it's over for DeepSeek. But you can't beat the cost though. Hmm. Okay. But the math is whooping their ass though, and this is like still better than GPT 4.0. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to add that. I saw a video on how to change that too, but it said I gotta disable all my so I need to disable all of these before I install it, and then I can do that. And I can use this open API key. So with that being said, I know I didn't actually code anything today, but the name of this video is learning to code, y'all. So I'll be back. I gotta dip out for a little bit, but I'm gonna be back, y'all. I'm gonna implement this code and I'm gonna make a video on how to up put your put the damn deep seek into my cursor so I can use that. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. This is a fun journey, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be learning how to code in this thing. It's interesting to sit here and talk with the chat bot and Perplexity and Claude and all the different models to learn this. But I definitely feel the wheels turning up here, man. So I'm doing this to document my journey, y'all. This is day one. I might come back on here with day one, part two, just to document my journey. Like I said, man, it's gonna be interesting, but we're gonna get there, and I'll keep y'all updated. Peace, y'all. Love y'all.